All right, let's dive into running a $50 lead magnet title test. This is going to show you how to validate your lead magnet title with another low-cost test before committing to building it out and committing those resources. So this is why we test our titles. So let me ask you a quick question. Which of these titles is better? Is it this one, where the CEO's guide to building a team that works so you don't have to? Or is it this one, your business on autopilot, a 10-step system to make it less dependent on you? The answer is, I don't know, and neither do you. That's why we test our titles. We may think something is a rock-solid title, or we've seen copywriting people come out and say, this is the exact template you need for your lead magnet, or this is what you should call it, blah, 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 whatever it might be. We want to validate that. We want to make sure that our ideal prospect is actually interested in the title and is drawn in. We want to validate that hook. So let's go ahead and brainstorm some ideas and validate your best title ideas. So first, I want to share with you some templates and example titles for your lead magnet. Now, we have an entire swipe file. I think it's over 60 different templates and examples in the program resources you can use. I'm just going to highlight a couple and show you how that works. So in this case, free tool template checklist, your specific blueprint. That might look like free funnel checklist, your step-by-step guide to building a high converting lead funnel, for example. Download the exact tool or template we use to achieve desired result. So in this case, download the exact swipe file we use to generate 1,000 leads per month. The industry or niche report, what you need to know to achieve a desired outcome in X year. Might look like the 2024 marketing report, what you need to know to double your leads this year. A few more examples. How come your client generated an impressive result in time frame, full case study. So our client generated $1 million in sales in 90 days, full case study. We might look at free training, the number step formula for achieving desired outcomes. So free training, the 5-step formula for driving consistent leads without breaking the bank. That might be for a webinar or a mini class. Find out in 2 minutes, are you making these mistakes or doing something right in your industry or skill? So find out in 2 minutes, are you making these critical mistakes in your lead generation? That might be for a quiz. Now, we have examples of titles and the templates used to create them for every type of lead magnet that Ryan broke down in the previous lesson. So they're all in there. Feel free to pull from them as you come up with the name for your lead magnet. So one quick cheat code though is we can use ChatGPT to automate a lot of this. So there's kind of two prompts I want to share with you. The first one is more the free form prompt. So act as lead magnet specialist, giving it a job. Today you're creating a lead magnet type. So you're going to tell it what type of lead magnet you want to create based on the decision you made from the previous lesson for XYZ target audience struggling with the problem. And now that problem is the one you want to pull from the problem statement ad test we ran previously. So you want to pull the winner from there. Please give me 10 irresistible lead magnet titles to choose from. Prompt number 2 is going to be the templated prompt. So this one, we're going to go act as lead magnet specialist. Today, you're creating a XYZ lead magnet type for target audience struggling with this type of problem. Please give me 10 irresistible lead magnet titles using the following title examples, and then you're going to insert the templates that you pulled from our swipe file to give it some instruction. Now, you could give it up to 10 different templates. I recommend giving it 3 to 4, and I'm going to show you an example, but you could give it up to 10 different templates so that it's giving you one answer for each template. So those are some ways to get this done really, really quickly and how we automate with ChatGPT. So let me go ahead and pop over there, and I'm going to show you how this is all done. All right, so here we are over in ChatGPT, and let's show you what we're going to do to get set up to run this lead magnet title test. So first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and drop in that prompt that I was sharing with you guys with the piece that I added into it. I'm using the same chat I've used in all the examples so far. I find it works better when you're going through just a continuous single-threaded chat. So here we're going to act as lead magnet. Today you're creating a tool template, checklist, swipe file, etc. I gave the category of lead magnet of the exact type because I'm kind of open-minded to what it is. But if you're like, no, it absolutely needs to be a checklist, you can just say you're creating a checklist for bootstrap business owners of $2 to $20 million companies with 2 to 20 employees struggling with worrying that their company's success is too dependent on them and they don't know how to change that. Again, that's our exact wording from the problem statement ad that one. Please give me 10 irresistible lead magnet titles to choose from. Can you go ahead and drop that in there? And while that's working, you're going to see it gives us the 10 different results. So The Founder Freedom Blueprint, 5 proven steps reducing your company's reliance on you. That's definitely something we could do. The CEO's exit plan, how to build a business that runs smoothly without you. Beyond the Founder, 10 frameworks to scale your business without being a bottleneck. Like, these are all things we could definitely fulfill on. So I would make sure to look through and be like, oh, I don't think I could create that lead magnet. Just go ahead and remove it and ask ChatGPT to replace it with a different example. Then I'm going to go ahead and ask it the next question. So I'm going to say, act as lead magnet specialist. Today you're creating tool template checklist, swipe file, etc. for bootstrap business owners of $2 to $20 million companies with 2 to 20 employees struggling with worrying that their company's success is too dependent on them and they don't know how to change that. Please give me 10 irresistible lead magnet titles using the following title templates. So I very specifically chose the 3 templates that I wanted to use from that swipe file that we gave to you. It's got tons of examples, but these are the 3 I wanted to use. And so ChatGPT is going to go ahead and give me all those pieces. So you see there, free checklist, your self-sustaining business blueprint, great. Download the exact blueprint we use to scale without founder burnout. The 7 must-have templates to create a business that operates without you. Download the exact process mapping template. We use Simplify Operations. Those are all great, all things we could definitely fulfill on. So the last thing we're going to do is ask ChatGPT again to create this into a CSV for us. So we're using that same prompting. This will be below, but basically we're asking it to create the lead magnets into a CSV file where they have the ideal client on one. So again, it's still bootstrap business owners, and then the title on the other column, which are the lead magnet titles from above, with wrapping each of it in quotation marks. As you see, sometimes this can take a little bit of time. You're asking it to do basic code work. It's doing, it's going in there, analyzing it, creating the CSV file. There we go. Now it's ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and hit download, and I'll go ahead and save this file. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do now is create the ad. So we come over to here. This is based on the template. Again, you have the Canva templates that have all these in here. This is the lead magnet template. So it's ideal client. Would this help? We're asking, like, would this resource help you? And then insert the title here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into apps again. I'm going to hit bulk create. Search. I'm going to pull this one that has the plus sign on it. I'm going to upload these example lead magnet titles. I'm going to go ahead and map this. So connect this data with the ideal client and then the title. I'm going to connect this data with the title. I'm going to hit continue, make sure this all is looking good. Yep, that looks correct. And then I'm going to have it generate the 20 designs again. Really, really quickly, almost instantaneously, they'll all be ready to go. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit share. I'm going to download these. I already have them downloaded, so I don't need to download them again, but I'm going to download these, and that's how I'm going to use to create our ads. So speaking of creating our ads, come back over to the Ads Manager, and I'm going to go into here into the ad set. So I've selected my testing campaign, so it only shows the ad sets there, and now I'm in the ad set tabs here in the Meta Ads Manager. And so what I'm going to want to do here is select, here's that problem statement ads that we set up in, I think it was module version or lesson 5. So that's the ad set we have there. So all we're going to need to do here is now click duplicate. And we're going to want to select a campaign for your ad set, the original campaign. We want to have it in the original campaign because that's the one that already has the rules set up so it doesn't overspend. We only want to make one copy, and we don't want to show existing reactions, comments, and shares on new ads because these are different types of ads. So we're going to head and click duplicate and give that a second. All right, so now that is all ready to go. And here it's just going to say copy, of course. And so all we're going to do, I find this the easiest and quickest way to do it is I'm going to change this from a atomic testing problem statement to lead magnet titles there for the ad set name, so I know exactly what I'm doing here. This should all remain the same. Again, set your daily budget, whether that's $10 up to $100 a day, just depending on how quickly you want it to spend and how quickly you want to get results. But again, it'll pull in your same audience from before with all your information there. So nothing else to change in terms of the ad set. You just want to duplicate it and make sure to set whatever your daily budget is, but it started to be set based on the previous test. So what this is also going to do is it's going to copy over all the 20 different variations of the actual ads themselves. I find this the quickest and easiest way versus the quick duplicate, which can take some time. So all I'm going to do is come in here, and instead of problem statement number 10, I'm going to call it lead magnet number 10. which is great. I'm going to go ahead and then come down here. None of this needs to change, but I'm going to get rid of this because that's my old media there. And then all right, so I'm going to go ahead and go into add media, add image. Now I'm going to pull in, this is lead magnet number 10. So I'm going to go and pull in from that export I just did of my bulk crate lead magnets. I'm going to pull in number 10 so it matches really easily. So here's number 10. I just pull it in from my export to upload. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to check that these are both are original. That's great. Hit next, leave it as optimized, click done. Now for the headline, I could leave it just as it is. Scaling Bootstrap Business is totally fine. Or I could make a slight tweak to it. In this case, I could do something along the lines of free resources to scale your Bootstrap business. Something simple, speaks to what we're talking about, but not overly complicated. So again, you keep it where it's at already, or if you feel like it doesn't quite correlate to the ad you're running, I would make just a minor tweak to it there. In terms of where we want to send them, again, send them to a relevant landing page. You could send them to the home page. You could send them to a coming soon page. In this case, I'm going to send them to our tools page. We have a page that has a bunch of our different tools on it for free. So I'm just going to send them to that page because we're talking about tools. We're going to send them to our free tools. And so the display link, we're also going to have set up as tools. And all we're going to do now is go through and do this for all of our different variations. So I'm going to go to here, problem statement number 2. It's going to be lead magnet number 2. Again, I'm going to come down here to the ad creative. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the ad creative. I'm going to hit add media. I'm going to go into my export from Canva and I'm going to pull in number 2, which is here. I'm going to hit next. I want to make sure that it's original for both. Leave the optimization on. Great. Now for my headline, I'm going to change it to that same free resources. And I'm going to update my website to the tools URL that I mentioned there and for my display link as well. And that is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do this for all 20. Again, you see this takes probably, if the problem statement ad setup took about 15 seconds, this probably takes about the same 10 to 15 seconds to do for each of these. So it's really quick. It doesn't take long at all. Once you're done with all 20 going through in order and they're all ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and just hit publish and let this test rip. Now, through the magic of TV, or I guess in this case, the training, I've already set all these up and ran the test. And so what we've got now is some results, which is super exciting to see over here. So I've got that same view that I mentioned with the atomic testing results that we saved from the previous lesson. And again, you'll see here the amount spent, the impressions. It's not going to hit exactly 500. Sometimes it can be plus or minus a few impressions. That just depends on how quickly it's spending and getting impressions and how quickly it can turn off. So it's not a perfect science, but we want to keep it within that general range. Again, what we're looking for here is link click-through rate and cost per click. So we're always going to sort by link click-through rate from highest to lowest. You'll see here these are a bit lower, and I'm going to talk about that in just a second on what we're shooting for. But that is the test that has run. We went on the aggressive spend side, and it took us about 24 hours at that $100 budget. But again, if you want to spend $10 a day, by all means do it. It'll take you about 5 or 6 days, but you'll spend a little bit less. It'll just take a little bit longer to get results. So let's go ahead and pop over and look at the results and what you should be looking for in your test. All right, so we just finished our test. As I was showing, we got our results back from the lead magnet title test we ran. So let's look at success metrics and what it means to validate your winning title. So as I was sharing with you, here are the results we got from the test that we ran. You'll see here our best performer was lead magnet title number 11, which had a 46-cent cost per click and a 1.91% link click-through rate. And now the further down the funnel for testing, the lower the cost per click and the click-through rate are going to be compared to the problem statement. It's because of specificity, right? We're going to get more and more specific and prescriptive moving through the levels of awareness that Ryan shared before. And so it's going to drive up your cost per click a little bit and drive down your link click-through rate a little bit. That's okay. Again, the problem statement is casting a much wider net, speaking to the specific pain. Now we're moving them through to solution. So we're gonna have a little bit lower in the KPIs and what we're looking to expect, but we're still knowing these are performing above average. If you look at here, like the 1.91% link click-through rate, the Facebook average being right around that 1% standpoint, we're still almost double the average on this test. So that's great. So we're targeting a cost per click of under 60 cents and a link click-through rate that's greater than 1%. Again, based on your industry, this might change a little bit. So going back to what I shared in the previous lesson, we were doing the problem statement ad test. Look at your industry in terms of average click-through rate compared to the mean and cost per click as well, and see if you need to make any adjustments from it. Again, I've got those word stream examples that we shared that'll show you exactly how to do that. So make those adjustments as needed the same way, but again, kind of the general target here is a cost per click of under 60 cents and a link click-through rate above 1%. So lead mag title number 11 was the 5 must-have templates scale your business without you. So that is going to be the lead magnet title we're going to move forward with as we create this lead magnet funnel along with you. That's the one that won for us. You can look at it if you've got a couple that hit those KPIs, look at them all and see maybe 1 or 2 of them might be easier to fulfill from creating the actual lead magnet itself based on the title. But this is what we're going to kind of choose. As long as they hit our KPIs, what's going to be our best next steps? In this case for us, it's this title here that we're going to move forward with throughout as we build this funnel. So taking action, we're going to launch our $50 lead magnet title test. So some key elements, just a reminder of the successful test. Brainstorm your lead magnet titles using ChatGPT or the swipe files we provided. Again, I give you, I think, 60 plus examples of lead magnet titles in all the different types that Ryan shared. But you can also just use ChatGPT to make this process a lot faster and make any edits you need from there. It really speeds it up. And make sure we set our daily budget in the $10 to $100 range. This is going to allow us to, if we're on the low end, $10 a day, it's going to take about 5 or 6 days to test. If we're a little more aggressive, we'll spend a little bit more, but we'll have results in 24 to 36 hours. Again, I'm going to target that same audience to ensure the right reach, but still have specificity. Again, all we're doing here is duplicating the audience from the problem statement ads though. So really nothing to worry about from the audience standpoint, as long as you've got that first audience set up and honed in. We're going to send traffic to a relevant content page, landing page, or home page. In this case for us, we send it to a tools page because it has all of our free resources on there that are related to the topics we're talking about. It's not exactly perfect. I get that. You can send it to a coming soon page if that makes you feel better about it. We're talking about a really low volume of clicks. So as long as you're sending them to a page that is at least of high value, we found that it's just okay. Like, it's not a bad brand experience or experience with the company, as long as we're sending them somewhere that has value, or we're sending them to a coming soon page where it's like, this resource is coming soon, and maybe you can have a little widget on there that lets them join a wait list for it. So it's specific to the actions they took. And last, aim for a greater than 1% click-through rate, link click-through rate that is, and a less than 60-cent cost per click to validate your lead magnet title. Make any adjustments based on your industry as needed, and go out there and figure out what lead magnet title is really going to allow you to attract the right person based on your winning problem statement, and really not waste time, right? That's what we're doing here, is we're going to prevent ourselves from wasting time in the lead magnet creation process. A lot of these things can take a lot of time. We're creating pages, we're creating resources, tools, templates, whatever it might be. It takes time, and we want to not waste that time, right? And so how we're doing that is by these micro tests and getting these results. So go out, get your testing done, and when you do have your test results, send your winning titles in the group. Let's see how they do, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your results and following along to see what are your winners.